Keep betting on yourself no matter what. Keep betting on yourself no matter what. The No Way Out Podcast, episode 32, brought to you by 29 Skyy Entertainment LLC. Shout out to my brother and the founder of the company, Psychotron. Keep betting on yourself no matter what. Episode 32 on the No Way Out Podcast. Right now, you are in a position of incarceration. It doesn't mean that you have to be in prison or jail. You could be in incarceration within your own situation, in your life, at home, at a job, in a personal situation. And in those moments, you will feel like nothing is working. Everything is failing. You don't have time for anything. You are ultra stressed, super stressed. Your mind is constantly racing. You cannot sleep. Your eating patterns are off. You're not going to the gym. You're not working out because you feel like there is no way out of your situation. For those who are incarcerated, I know you understand where I'm coming from. There are a lot of people that are psychologically incarcerated right now. There are people right now that are being held against their will. There are people right now that are in marriages, in relationships, at jobs where they have to be but don't want to be, or they need to get out and are trying to find the best way to exit without causing irreparable damage. In life, when you get into these moments, you must continue to bet on yourself, especially for my people that are incarcerated. Especially for my people right now that are on probation, on parole, where you have 1 second before you revert back and get violated and have to start all over again. The cycle of dysfunction is always spinning. The cycle of dysfunction is always spinning. The difference is you have to know when to change the dial from the spin cycle to wash. You got to change the dial. Because if you allow yourself psychologically to go back into the spin cycle, eventually you will burn out and you will fail. Betting on yourself is the only way to ensure that you protect your peace of mind, that you protect who you are, that you protect your purpose, most importantly, physically, that you protect your entire being. Because when you start betting on yourself in a dark, incarcerated imprisonment, now you have given power to something wicked, something evil. It's called the system. It doesn't matter if you never see the light of day because of the legalities that surround you. I want you to hear this clearly. It's important that you don't focus on that. Because when you focus on that, your life becomes that. Your life is whatever you put the focus on. Whatever your focus is where your life will go. That will determine your altitude. In these moments when you are behind a wall, behind bars, when you are away from people that you love, when you've disappointed people, when you financially cannot take care of yourself, you may not feel like betting on yourself. But in these moments, it is the most important aspect of your life. Because what you become within that incarceration will determine how you love yourself, how you view yourself, how you approach life every single day. Because when you do make the decision to make that psychological U-turn, to bet on yourself, think about what's going to happen in your life. Think about the kind of courage, the strength of your conviction that's going to be in place. No matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody tries to take away from you, no matter if everyone turns away from you. Betting on yourself means that you understand the odds and you now recognize your power. The greatest motivation in life is self-motivation. The greatest motivation is you competing with you getting mad at you getting frustrated with you telling yourself no more. Nobody else can do that for you. Nobody else can pull you up out of that mud, no matter how much they talk to you. No one can go against the grain but you. That's why this No Way Out podcast is so important. There are going to be so many days and nights where giving up is nothing but a millisecond away within your mind. Don't go there. Psychologically, you have to travel 1,000,000 miles to paradise every day. I'm going to say that again. Every day, psychologically, you have to travel 1,000,000 miles to paradise. Because it won't always be like this, even if you are facing life. Even if you're facing a death penalty. There are still opportunities for you to improve yourself and feel good about where your life is going. So no matter what happens in the end, you're going to be in a better place. You see, that's the key. Will you be in a better place? That's why hurt people, because they're not in a good place. So they live to hurt you because they are hurting. And sometimes they've been hurting so long, they don't even know why they're hurting anymore. They get numb to it. That's why it's so important that you stabilize your mind, anchor down your mind, your mentality into things that will help you, not hurt you, things that will make you better, not make you worse. You were born with very important skills and talents and intangibles. Now is the time to use that. Betting on yourself is going to allow you to know what your future looks like. It's going to allow you to control your future at a higher level because you're not going to allow your current situation to be an anchor around your neck or an anchor on your leg. Even when you are facing situations that seem insurmountable. The way the human body is constructed, it can endure a lot. But you know what's crazy? The mind controls the body. What you believe in, what you think is true, comes to fruition. Because it's what you profess, is what you're going to go after, is what you're telling yourself. And your actions will reflect that. So right now, it's important for everybody to understand exactly where they are and what they're trying to do. Because when you are looking at the situation from a panoramic view, 360 degrees, what other options do you have? What other options do you have? What other angle can you come at this situation with? The only angle that you can come at this situation with is knowing that you're going straight through the eye of the storm. It's like not evacuating because you couldn't. And you got to bear that storm no matter what happens, no matter what goes down in those 24 hours when that storm is there. You have to bear that. That is such as life. Right now, bet on yourself. Understand your power. Understand the strength of your psyche. And most importantly, engulf yourself into the gifts that you can still give this way. Even the people next to you, you can encourage. The people next, the person right now above you or to your side, you can encourage. You can give them something. Because everybody needs light in this world. No matter how dark it gets, everybody needs light. Everybody needs light. No matter how dark it gets. Because guess what? We are all human. And there is nothing that's going to change that. Nobody's a robot where they just don't feel anything. They don't see anything. They don't remember anything. Nothing impacts their heart. This is why when you get to that edge, when you get to those moments where you feel like psychologically everything is falling down, that's when you pick it up. And sometimes you have to lean on someone else to do that in that moment. But it starts with you. Every tree leans over time. The tree just doesn't fall. I'm going to say it again. Every tree, no matter how strong it is, it could be a sequoia tree. Over time, it will lean, but it doesn't fall. It won't fall. Treat yourself as a sequoia tree. All trees start from an acorn. Life is not how you start, it's how you finish. Life is not about the things that you go through. It's about the things you overcome. Struggle is a part of the human life cycle. No matter if you are incarcerated or if you are multi-millionaire, there are multi-millionaires in prison right now. Nobody wants to be Diddy right now. Dude worth $1 billion probably will never see the light of day again. So he now, with all his money and all his fame and everything he's accomplished, he has to change. He has to reprogram his entire brain to deal with the quote unquote the worst part of humanity. MDC in Brooklyn lockup. Real talk. So it doesn't matter who you are. You could be, there is somebody right now on the edge of a balcony with millions of dollars in their account contemplating jumping off because they stopped betting on themselves. They stopped understanding the power of one. It only takes one person to make a difference. You ever seen somebody stand up to a gang of people and say, listen, take my life. I am not changing my values. Even if that person is killed, you know what it does to at least one person in that group? It makes them re-examine, what am I doing? What are we doing? I tell you the story all the time about Tukey Williams and how he changed his life. This dude was a notorious gangster. Ended up making children books. It happens. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter how hard you are. It doesn't matter what you've done in your life from a criminal perspective. Let me tell you something. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to be walk around feared all day. That's not natural. It is not natural to do that. It is natural to be loved. It's natural to help people. It's natural to want to see people win. Let that be your focus behind the walls. Keep betting on yourself, no matter what. Keep betting on yourself, no matter what. Make the next 24 hours the best 24 hours. Even if you haven't spoken to your family in a long time, even if they don't send you money on your commissary books, even if your wife or your significant other has left you, you still have to live because you came in this world alone. You're going to leave alone. That's a fact. Be better. And when you recognize you can be better, do better. And when you start doing better, start treating people better. And when you treat people better, you will feel better about your own life. Life is never about one person. It's about the sacrifices you make to ensure that you are the best person you can be. Keep betting on yourself. The No Way Out Podcast, episode 32. Soccertron, I see you, King. Let's get it. The GOAT. Peace and love.